Hello, I'm Claire Sargent. I'm a researcher interested in the neural correlates of consciousness, and I use the global workspace model as a tool for orienting my research, and I'm also an active contributor to this model. So, what I like with this model is that it's a functional approach to consciousness. So, the starting point is to define the functional properties that seem to distinguish conscious from non conscious processing. And what Bars has distinguished mainly is that non conscious processing seems to be fast, high capacity with several things going on in parallel, but stereotyped. And in contrast, conscious processing seems to be slow, with lower capacity, things being treated serially, but very flexible in terms of what you can do with conscious representations. So the question is, what brain mechanisms could account for these two functional properties, two types of functional properties, or two different ways of processing an information? So here I'm going to give you a gist of the proposition that is made by the global workspace to answer that question. So the proposition is that when a stimulus is presented to the network, it's first processed through automatic routes of strong connections. And the idea is that if this processing doesn't reach highly connected central hubs, it remains unconscious. And that can occur for several stimuli in parallel. In contrast, some stimuli will activate these automatic routes, but will also reach central hubs, which are central in the sense that they are richly connected to all the other parts of the network. And if through attention, this stimulus gets selected to activate some of these central hubs, it will activate a sort of global workspace, and this will allow this representation to impact many networks globally in the brain. So this will lead this initial information to not only have the standard stereotyped processing for this type of stimulus, but also to reach other possibilities and impact processes associated with evaluation and setting current goals, episodic memory, and also it will impact motor responses and motor planning. And this would fit the functional definition of conscious processing. So there are some empirical validations of this model. I show you one here. So the protocol is one where we can present a stimulus that for exactly the same stimulation sometimes leads people to say, I haven't seen the stimulus, and sometimes I have seen the stimulus. And we record brain activity in between. And we realize that the initial sensory processing of the stimulus is the same in the two cases, conscious and non-conscious, but that what distinguishes them is that is a late phase of activations where the processing seems to not be local, as it will be for unconscious processing, but reach higher level areas that will remain activated for a longer time. And finally, we've also made some simulations of this model that you will hear about here. Thank you.